Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Kerfuffle webinar. I am delighted to have Luke and Ross on today from Just Move In. How the devil are you, gentlemen?
Very well, thank you, Simon. How are you?
Good, yes. 16 days to haircut, so it's all looking all on the road back to recovery.
I'm loving your pink background as well to start the day off. That's nice.
I know. Try ignoring that, interweb. We don't do that. Guys, we're going to hear today, first of all, fantastic for getting involved with us. You've been really engaged on the platform, getting some fantastic reviews, which will come back there. I know you, but we're going to treat this today as a getting to know you exercise for anyone that doesn't. So this is my excuse when I ask really stupid questions. I can say, but we want to understand everything about you. We are talking about Just Move In launching your digital referencing here, but we're going to recap on everything that you do, if that's okay, just so that there's a nice placeholder. So I think, could you just give us just the briefest of introductions then, Ross, just in terms of obviously, just give us an overview of Just Move In.
Yeah, sure. So Just Move In, we describe it as the home move platform, and really we exist to remove the stress and hassle of moving for buyers, sellers and renters. We work on both sides, which is quite unusual, I think, for the industry that we operate in. And there are three product categories really for us. So there's the home setup, which helps people move house, and we manage move-ins, move-outs, on sales and lets. And then there's utility management, which helps agencies with change of occupancy notifications. And we've developed lots of integrations with various industry bodies to enable us to do that in a really efficient way. And we're processing tens of thousands of notifications every single month now. And then tenant referencing, which is the product we're probably going to focus on a little bit more today than the others, but it's a new digital tenant referencing solution which integrates really nicely with the other two products, and agencies can effectively pick and choose which components of our service they want to work with us on.
And that's really important, isn't it? So thanks for the overview there, because actually agents just increasingly, we know this from our own consultancy and research, one of the key things they want from their suppliers is, look, they actually want kind of less of them. They want to have fewer but better relationships, don't they? So they can double down on those relationships, invest in them and get more back without having sporadic 20 or 30 different suppliers that they've got to manage.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we've built the system in a way that is modular. So if an agency wants to use our system or work with us for all of the products that we have, that's great. But if they want to work with other providers and use our for specific components, that's also fine. So I think in the world of prop tech, and it's a phrase that I don't use too much, but I think in the world of prop tech, working with other providers who are doing specific things really well, and if we can plug alongside that, then fantastic.
That was the dream of prop tech, wasn't it? Really, was, you know, that it was that interoperability, if that is a word, if I haven't mangled. You know, to deliver on that is where, well, we know the CRM companies are, I think, stepping up to the plate, aren't they? They're getting much better. I was on an ICG call yesterday, and they asked me, where do we see a estate agency in 10 years? And I just said, it's a prop tech utopia. Everything's just working perfectly together. You know, it's not one system to rule them all, is it? Again, being a bit of a geek, but what it is you can use various best-in-class providers, but there is no need then for double entry and everything else to make that work for the team.
Yeah, exactly. And I think for us, we've had agencies who asked us if we could go and build a referencing product, and that's ultimately why we did. But some companies are completely happy with their referencing providers, and that's great. And if we can plug our home setup and utility management tool into that, then great. And that's something that we're working on at the moment.
Yeah, and play the long game. Play the long. We'll get you in the end. Prove it works in the other area. I know this.
Your words not mine, Simon. Your words not mine.
Sorry, I have to do my Dr. Evil thing there every now and again. And look, just to set it up, you have got some fantastic marquee clients, haven't you? I mean, I'm just looking before Knight Frank, Paramount. So I always mean this in the nicest way. They're bloody high maintenance. So for you to be delivering for those sorts of companies is a real thumbs up, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, and we've been lucky to work with a pretty broad range of clients, but yeah, not name dropping, but Stratton Parker is one of our longest serving clients, the premium end of the market. We've just gone live with Acorn Group, which is a big agency group to go live with, and then Finders Keepers as well, part of Countrywide, which is another really nice lettings agency business. And I think for all of them, again, we really enjoy working with those agencies. They're run by really smart people, and we have a great relationship with them.
And what's interesting there, though, and why it's relevant to anyone, whether you're one office or 40, is there are some providers that do, they have quite good, if you like, boutique offerings, but then they struggle to scale, don't they? So that is actually, we always encourage people to make sure that you have, they have other clients in their client base who are the same as you, so that it's broadly comparable.
Yeah, I think for us, we've been carefully growing over the last 5 years. We actually launched in 2015, but really from a marketing perspective, we haven't really done anything up until, well, the last year actually. We relaunched the brand as Just Move In. It was always Just Move In, but refreshed it, let's say, in the beginning of last year. And it was the week that COVID hit. So we started, we always grand plans.
Thank you, gods of it.
Yeah, like, are you kidding me? And then we had to stop. So pretty much we've just started all that again this year, which is really exciting, and hence why we're on your show. So yeah, no, it's been nice to scale at a sensible pace, and now we're kind of going into a real growth area, which is fantastic.
First of all, thank you for calling it a show.
You're welcome.
I don't know where you got that from. And yeah, don't speak so morbidly. And now we're on your show. Oh God. So give us so referencing is obviously the key element you want to talk about here today. Obviously, that's quite a crowded marketplace, isn't it? So give us some ideas about the key features of that you feel are going to make you stand out from the crowd, as just over my shoulder, obviously making sense of the noise is alluding to. How do you get people's attention on that front?
Sure, Luke, I'll hand over to you.
Jump in.
It's your best.
I mean, you're right. It's a crowded marketplace. I guess we're in a slightly unique position. My background is in lettings. I spent about a decade managing a large portfolio of properties for a lettings agency. And when Just Move In approached me and said, we're looking to develop a tenant referencing product. I was acutely aware, I guess, of the limitations and frustrations of existing referencing platforms that are out there, having used them for 10 years. And whether that be from, confusing application processes for the tenants, a lack of robustness to the checks that are being carried out, or even just simply how time consuming it can be for chasing updates. All of that was very apparent to me. And I guess using that knowledge and experience, we wanted to be able to develop a referencing solution that would resolve many of those issues for both applicants and agents. And I guess at the same time, we were also aware that the fee ban that came in a couple of years ago, you've got agents out there that were looking for ways to cut costs because they were no longer able to sort of recoup those costs from tenants. But also they didn't want to sacrifice the service that they were receiving. And equally at the same time, they wanted ways to generate new revenue, if you like. And with our existing home setup service and the utility management side of the business already being very successful and established in the marketplace, we already had half of that equation covered, if you like. We just needed to be able to develop a suitably robust and comprehensive referencing product that would then join those two sides of the journey to really offer an end-to-end service for both applicants and agents. And we think we've got there. So, in terms of what the key points are to our referencing product, you've got a lot of traditional referencing agencies that exist in the marketplace, which, I mean, they sort of operate in a very similar way to a call center. You have a referencing advisor, the application comes into them, and that sort of human, if you like, processes that reference. We wanted to create a digital solution whereby the software actually replicates that decision-making process of the human advisor. And we've done that, and also developed a very comprehensive dashboard for the agent to be able to manage and have complete visibility of that progress right the way through the journey. So I guess that's number one. The other side of it is it's not just agents, it's applicants that have always been frustrated with the sort of dealing with referencing companies.
Yeah.
It's, the application process itself is, I mean, traditionally it was paper forms, and you had to print those off and then fill them in. Then they had to drop them into the office or post them, etc. It's got slightly better over the last few years that you've got more and more online applications, but even those are very poorly thought out. They're time consuming, they can be confusing. So one of the things that we wanted to do with ours was completely optimize our tenant application journey for use on mobile or tablets, etc. Meaning they can fill the information out on the go. They can simply upload documents to support their application just by flicking the camera open on their device. They can even save and come back to it at a later date. So if they're sat on the bus on the way to work, perhaps maybe not so much in the last year, but hopefully moving forward, they can do half of the application, go to work, pick up the documents they need, and then come back to it at a later date. So that both of those journeys, the usability side from agents and applicants was really, really important to us. And I guess coming from an agency background, as I said, we know where those sort of pain points are, if you like, for both of those sides.
That's really good, isn't it, to have it from the coalface experience like that, and especially, if you're coming into something, an existing offering as well, sometimes it's quite hard to make changes that you need to because you've already got an established client base. So to be able to come in and almost redefine it is very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, but starting from a fresh starting point, if you like, it meant that we could develop the question set as we wanted to, have the flow of that journey of for the applicant actually make sense, rather than it being, oh, well, that's how it was 5 years ago, and now agents want more questions, so we kind of just dotted bits in around it. The process it's a 9-step near enough application process for the tenant, and that gives the agent everything that they need to know. So yeah, I mean, you can, as an applicant, if you had everything to hand, you could probably do it in about 3 or 4 minutes. Appreciate it may take some a little bit longer, but for all intents and purposes, it is very straightforward for them, and that in turn not only means that the journey for them is a relatively pleasant experience, but also the agent gets the required information sort of first time of asking, so they don't then have the added task of having to chase additional bits of information that perhaps the tenant has missed on their original application.
And that's great, because that technical underpinning of the whole thing gives you the efficiency that allows you to drive the great price point as well. So this is I know you as a business very well. You pride yourself on customer service, and that comes through on reviews, not just on our platform, but everywhere you're across.
Hello, here's the lowdown on digital tenant referencing from Just Move In. We use the latest technology to give you the most comprehensive checks around, all for just £7 a go. Our platform is really user-friendly. From the dashboard, you can quickly see the status of any live application, as well as the actions required for each of them. Click into an application and you'll find a handy list of updates and a full breakdown of the reference details. You can also access extra services like rent guarantee insurance. Clever, eh? And to save you time and help you stay on top of your to-do list, we've built Task Manager. This tells you when to do what and makes sure your applications progress smoothly. To help you compare potential applicants without paying for a full reference, we've built our suitability check feature to provide a free pre-screening service. Once reviewed, a single click takes the successful applicant into the full referencing journey. A simple traffic light system tells you how suitable a candidate is. It's based on the deepest data, including full anti-money laundering and credit checks, on top of the usual landlord and employer digging. You can find all of that and more by downloading our detailed final reports, with a separate summary report also available to be shared with your landlords. And if you want an even clearer picture, we'll soon be introducing open banking, so you'll not only see the applicant's income, but also their spending habits. For your tenants, the application journey is mobile optimized with an intuitive design, making it super simple to complete from any device in minutes. They can easily upload documents directly to the platform by taking photos on their phone. And finally, our tenant referencing platform integrates seamlessly with our #1 rated home setup and utility management service, which helps save you time, enhances your customer relationships, and creates new revenue streams. It couldn't be simpler. To find out more about digital referencing from Just Move In, visit justmovein.com/referencing.
Fantastic. Well, what comes across there straight away is the simplicity. You can find your way around that. Just it's clear with a number of seconds. You've done a really good job with keeping that as the UI as clean as that is.
Thanks. Yeah, no, it's been largely led by Luke in terms of just trying to make sure that, as you said, what we're doing is super simple, very easy to use. Anybody can come into there and understand what we need to do, where we need to go, and how it works. And within each of the journeys that you then take, again, it's very, very simple. And that was something that was very much at the start of what we wanted to build, which was a really easy to use platform.
And it's funny that, isn't it? Involving people who are involved in the experience from the other side yields real results.
It works.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? So let's just have a look here, gents. So as long as I can get this working. So obviously go have a look at there's loads of reviews on there, seeing them all from named individuals, never anonymized. Go and see what they have to say about the service down here. Absolutely fantastic there. And it comes through that customer service ethos just time and time again, that you're really thinking about it and trying to work with people. So I love that. And that's, by the way, that's just not our platform. I know you're on a variety, and it's good to see, because that isn't true of many other either utilities handlers or indeed tenant referencing. So there is a very varied degree of service out there. But then just taking it back to the top as well, what I love about this is, thank you guys, you've done a fantastic deal there for our kerfufflers there. You've actually boosted their ability to earn commission as well, haven't you? So this is they should have a chat with you about what you can do outside of obviously your normal terms. You've also given them the ability to get 30 days of free referencing as well. New clients only, the normal caveat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I mean, the commission side of things is specifically on the home setup side of what we do.
Of course.
We haven't really gone to massive amounts of detail about that, but we work with agencies both on the letting side and the sales side of that. So if they've got a sales agency and they'd like to layer on the home setup for their customers, whether they're buying or selling properties, we can also help them. And how that service is delivered, just to give you a quick overview, we're not just randomly cold calling somebody and trying to sell them an energy deal. Is very much bedded into the user journey of that agency's experience. So at the point where they've passed referencing, whether that's with us or somebody else, or they've got to exchange on the sales side, we get introduced to that customer and then send out a co-branded communication to them, which has the agency's name on it. And then you, as the customer who's moving, can book an appointment with one of our team. So it's a really official process. They book the appointment, they can schedule time that works for them to speak to us. And then we go through a number of services on the phone call with the customer, and they can pick and choose which services they want our help with. But ahead of the actual call with their move specialist, we will do a number of lookups against the property, so we can check the incumbent energy providers, because we plug into the national energy database. We plug into the water and sewage industry as well, so we can pull out that information, as well as identifying which council provider they're with in that particular property. Then we can also look at the broadband speeds available. And if they're in a block, whether it's a different provider, it might be somebody like Hyperoptic as an example, and also the insurance risk. So we are directly regulated by the FCA ourselves as a business. And so we can give somebody a really comprehensive experience managing all of their move in and move out data. Really important that we do both, not just making money from the move ins, we also manage the move out, which is really key for agencies when it comes to utility management. And then they can pick and choose which components they want. And that is how the service is currently delivered. It's also worth noting that we have one person on our end who's managing all the services for that mover, rather than being passed from different people internally, maybe somebody to do insurance, somebody else to do broadband. It's one move specialist to do all of those services. And we've got a really exciting development on the home setup that's launching over the next month or so, which can't really announce yet, but maybe we can do another session on that with you, Whaley.
You tease.
We can go through that then, but yeah, lots of exciting stuff happening on that side of things.
Sounds really good. Sounds really interesting. And the first thing is obviously pick up the phone, have a conversation with you. So guys, if you want to get in contact on every landing page, just click I'm interested and it'll go through to Ross or Luke, or they can reach out to your normal place. And just give us your domain again, guys. What's your website address?
It's justmovein.com.
Gents, absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for taking the time. And I know a lot more about you guys, obviously knew from it. Best of luck with the launch and everything else, the continued rollout there. And I think it'd be lovely over one of the future shows. Let's get a few clients on as well and get their feedback from how they see you guys.
Amazing. Sounds great.
Okay, thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers, Simon. Thanks.
Cheers. Bye.